Hello and welcome to Reflections. I'm Rom Gayoso, your host. Today, we welcome Deb Dietz, CEO of SMB Value Partners, star of STEP About Business television show, and chair of the upcoming BRICSX Marketplace conference for the conference launch. We will talk about her show and lots of news, so stay tuned. And remember, if you're watching the show via Futures Television, the home of the future on television, or listening to the show via podcast, or listening to us via Radio Futures, the wave of the future on radio, you too can be part of this conversation. Today, we are live on several social media platforms: LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and X. Please pick one or all of them and or join us in our YouTube channel, and that is IMCI Magazine, where we continue to chat about the topic of the day. This show, Reflections, is the online version of IMCI Magazine. It airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday via Futures Television, on Roku TV, on Apple TV, and on Fire TV. You can watch us free on any Roku-enabled TV using the Roku Stick or the Roku app, the Amazon Fire Stick, and please don't forget to add us to your list of preferred channels using your Apple TV device. So let me say a few words to give you some context to the show today. First of all, we have lots of news on Futures Television. Deb has a new show, and she's chairing another conference. So without further ado, let's welcome the star of the show, Deb Dietz. Hi, Deb. How wonderful to see you.
Hey, Ron. Great to be with you today.
Well, Deb, I hear you are on fire. What's up with that?
I am. And you know what? First of all, let me just say that I'm so excited to be with you today and to share some really great news about our upcoming BRICS Marketplace. So the Marketplace, we have a conference, we have a brand new trading platform, and a brand new community. So that's going to help small to mid-sized businesses capitalize on international growth opportunities.
How wonderful. And, folks, STEP About Trading, a new show, its premiere will be our debut on Fire TV. So, yes, we're glad to be on Fire, on Amazon Fire, that is, right? So,
Absolutely. Let me just say, if I could just take a minute and greet our audience on Amazon Fire. We're finally getting to the Amazon environment with a collection of new shows and a whole lot of new content.
okay, folks, so welcome Amazon Fire TV viewers. I'm adding a link to Amazon on the description of this video, so you can add us on your Amazon devices as well. So yes, Deb, we are going places now.
We are. And it's great to have a new show on Amazon TV devices. And I think as of 2023, last year, there were over 200 million Fire TV devices worldwide. So that's a pretty big number.
Oh, wow. Indeed, seems we are going places now.
We're going places, and you know what? It's a very sophisticated audience, and I think they're going to really like the Ask Deb About Trading show.
Well, okay, Deb, let's talk about your new show. Can you tell us about your new show?
Absolutely. As you know, I'm passionate about small to medium-sized businesses. It's actually in the name of my company, SMB. And before I started my company 10 years ago, I actually worked in very large multinational corporations, companies like Grainger and Cummins Engine Company and R.R. Donnelley. These were multinational, international businesses. And I traveled abroad often doing business for my employers. And I really got a good sense of working for global companies. And then about 10 years ago, when I started my company, I remember having a conversation with my husband about what I should name my company. And he said, well, tell me what how do you view, your value? What's your purpose for starting the company? And I said, I really want to focus on SMB, small to mid-sized businesses. I want to provide value to them, whatever, consulting value, expertise, and what my expertise was, which is marketing, operations, IT, business planning. And I want to partner with others. I want to have, work with other subject matter experts, people who are experts in their field, and work on strategic alliances and partnerships. And so he looked at me 10 years ago and said, well, sounds to me like you just named your company SMB Value Partners. And so, and it's interesting when fast forward now 10 years, and the work that we're doing now, certainly the work with you, Futures Television, the online education work that we're doing, it's like now I'm at the point where what I envisioned for the company 10 years ago is really what the value that we're creating and offering people, SMBs, in the areas of business and not only just business, but life skills, soft skills, and making it accessible, making education accessible to a global audience. It all kind of came together. And so that's something that was very, very important to me. So I'm passionate about small to mid-sized businesses, but I also recognize that many of them just don't have access to international markets. They don't have access to global markets. And so we thought about that and thought, how can we gather together subject matter experts who are experts on international markets? How can we bring them to another environment like a conference, like a global conference, have them speak on their topic, speak about the global environment, and arm small to mid-sized companies with the knowledge and expertise that they need to be successful in those markets so that they can expand globally. And so that really is the impetus for this conference.
Wonderful. So our friend Conceição is saying hi to you, live from Lisbon, Portugal. Hello, Conceição, and welcome to the show today. So Deb, I see that you have a new video for your show. Can we look at the video?
Absolutely. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look, folks.
Ask Deb About Trading is an insightful and engaging show dedicated to demystifying the world of foreign trade. Each episode features Deb Dietz and seasoned trade experts, answering your questions and providing practical advice on navigating international markets, understanding trade policies, and leveraging global opportunities for business growth. Whether you're a small business owner or an aspiring trader, Ask Deb About Trading equips you with the knowledge and tools to succeed in the dynamic realm of global commerce. Ask Deb About Trading.
Well, I love it. Tell us about your vision for the show.
Absolutely. The goal here really is to demystify international trade. So try to make it as easy to understand as possible so that businesses of all sizes, very small businesses, more middle market businesses, can take advantage of the international markets. And so in each episode, I'm going to be bringing on seasoned trading experts who are going to share practical advice on how to navigate international markets. So they'll help us understand trade policies and ultimately learn to leverage market opportunities to promote growth. So no matter what the size of your business is, and even if you're an aspiring trader, I'm going to make sure that you have the tools and knowledge that you need in order to succeed in these international markets. And so we're putting together kind of the branding for the show and the motto. We are using the motto, trade, learn, and grow.
Oh, I love that. Trade, learn, and grow. So this is going to be exciting. And I guess you bring a combination of traders, other business experts to help us get started on our foreign trade journey. What's your thought?
So absolutely. So in addition to trading, there are a lot of other skills that we all need in order to be successful, right? So we looked at certainly the opportunity to understand the international markets and trading, but we also need to understand and have business fundamentals, things like communication skills, negotiating skills, understanding of planning as an example. So it's actually an expansion on the work that we've done with our VC series of conferences. So VC, Latinx, EuropeX, Asia Pacific X, and then the Middle East and Africa Conference, which is coming up in September. And those are conferences where we gather subject matter experts on many different business, health, and wellness topics. So we're going to tap into, again, this arsenal of experts, trading and international experts, certainly experts about those BRICS bloc countries, but also bring in experts who are going to talk to us and teach us about business fundamentals. So it's going to help all of us as business professionals build the skills that we need to be successful. And we're also including experts, for example, in competitive intelligence, market research as an example, because we need to have a real grounding in the environment that we want to expand into. And that certainly includes the competitive landscape, the competitive environment. So we're bringing in all these experts from all these countries who can help us understand and explore these global markets and teach us exactly what we need to know, the practical information. And that's another thing that I love about the work that we do is that, there's a lot of ground to cover, certainly, but we want to make sure that everybody who participates and attends our conferences has and takes advantage of our online training courses and master classes have the practical information that they need in order to implement and execute what they're learning. Because listening to someone speak on a topic is important, but it's 30 minutes of a speaker speaking, and there's not enough time for them to do a deep dive. So we have opportunities to actually go deeper on those topics, working with these experts.
Well, that seems to be a comprehensive package indeed. Well, all those traders, business experts in one place. I guess that is the learn in your motto in teaching training is indeed what you do best.
Exactly. And the goal here really is to bring knowledge and insights into the hands of traders and all those that are interested in learning how these markets work.
Wonderful. Well, you know what? I think this is going to be a show we cannot miss. And of course, I have front row seats. Again, thank you, Deb, so much for bringing me into your newest show. It's always a pleasure to work with you.
My pleasure. Again, we're embarking on something new and exciting, and invite everybody to come along with us on that journey.
Well, let's change subjects. Well, let's talk about the BRICSX Marketplace conference. And by the way, we do have a launch video, so let's take a look at that. Well, I love it. I see the trade, learn, grow motto is in there, right?
Absolutely. So you might say, why are we focusing on BRICS? And I wanted to just share a little bit about that the BRICS, as they were, accounted for a larger share of the world GDP than the G7 countries. And that was before the expansion. So before the expansion, it was Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And now there are additional countries that have joined the bloc. So countries like Thailand, Malaysia, Egypt, Ethiopia, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, as an example. And the list keeps growing. And so we sort of took a lesson from our VC series of conferences where we had the X at the end of the titles of those conferences. And the X in this case really refers to expansion. And it also refers to inclusion, so that anybody, anywhere who is interested in global expansion in the BRICS countries, extended BRICS countries, and even beyond, should join us at our conference and join us in our community, because there's a lot of information to share. There's a lot of information to learn. And we're delighted to be able to bring the opportunity to everybody.
Yeah, I love it. So the X in there. So inclusion is in everything that we do, and the X is also for the extended BRICS communities, which of course it's an economic powerhouse in the making, right?
Absolutely. It's a global economy, right? So we need to put some effort into understanding the ins and outs of dealing in those markets, and so that we too can benefit from those blocks, those exchanges.
Wonderful. Well, we do have our page, so let's visit our page in there for a moment. So I will start sharing my screen, and we're going to look at the BRICSX Marketplace landing page. So, oh, there we are. Trade, learn,
They learn,
grow.
grow, and so we're very, very excited. I want to welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. This is the BRICS Marketplace. It's a free online event to those wanting to know more about the extended BRICS countries and how to do business with them. And again, it's all about learning and sharing insights and getting prepared, doing your homework for entering these markets. And so we're going to do here very similar to what we did for the VC conferences. We want to create a one-stop shop for people who want to learn, they want to explore the market opportunities, and ultimately profit from these global markets. There's lots of opportunities here. And so for those of you that maybe haven't thought about international expansion, this is the place to come to learn what you need to know in order to be successful.
But you know what? I'm glad you said that. This is all about learning, trading, profiting. So we don't talk about politics here. We are here for the business opportunity.
We absolutely are. And I just want to say that to add on to that is, we are apolitical here. This is about business. This is about what you need to know. And certainly we will have representatives, experts in those countries, in all the extended countries, speak at the conference. And so they're going to share their wisdom with you. So this isn't about politics. It's about what you need to know, raising your awareness about what success could look like for you in the global landscape here.
Wonderful. So, and I like the way you put it, because it's basically capitalism with a heart. I love it. That's right, folks. The social view of inclusion is at the heart of what we do. And this conference could not be different.
Absolutely. And so, so the basics, so the conference, just to let everybody know, very similar to the VC series of conferences, it's a free online event. It will run for 4 days. So from October 28th, Monday, the 28th of October, from 8 a.m. Eastern to October 31st at 5 p.m. Eastern. And during the 4 days, we have sessions that will have 2 different themes. So some sessions will speak to topics specific to countries. So for example, we have sessions on sales strategies in India, sales strategies in Brazil. We talk about the mode of entry, understanding the local consumers. We even cover how to know your local business partner. And some sessions will address the culture environment of international business and how to best interact to local businesses. And then the other theme of discussion is related to the specific commodities themselves. So we have corn, sugar, coffee, cotton traders talking about opportunities in their markets. And then in addition to that, we have a whole lot of presentations covering practical advice, skills that we can implement on our business today and make a difference. And so that is, again, back to the theme of the practical advice and all the shows that we do together, the business show, the health show, and now the trading show is all about practical information, because it is our mission to make sure that people who watch the shows walk away with something that they can actually implement very soon. So there's the how-tos, the step-by-step how-tos, and this conference will be no different.
Wonderful. So this is a little bit about, who we are. And I guess I should cover a little bit of, why you should event. Of course, it's a virtual event, so you can join us from the comfort of your home, your extended office, from the beach, from wherever you are. Right. So one point that Deb really made, and I think this is important in all that we do, is we're going to focus on the BRICS, but it's basically BRICS and a global representation. We have people from everywhere. This is an inclusive conference. It's not just about the BRICS, but also welcoming people who are interested to trading and learning more about the BRICS. That means all of us. There's going to be a lot of variety in the content, so you can see, as Deb explained, we're going to have some practical sessions about skills we need to secure. We're going to have sessions about specific countries or how to enter, mode of entry, or how to do business in there. Then we're going to have specific sessions with traders to talk about the specifics. I think Deb mentioned corn, coffee. I'm sorry, Deb, I'm missing one. Corn, coffee, sugar.
So corn, sugar, right? Coffee, cotton.
And of course, the program is flexible. You can, see what the speakers are doing, participate. So the network aspect, there are roundtables everywhere. The roundtables some are facilitated and some are not. And some of them will have traders. So if you want to talk about sugar or coffee or corn, so you can find your community in there. Or if you want to talk about, India, Brazil, China, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, you're going to have a roundtable just for that. And of course, I wanted to ask you a little bit about this last bullet here. Tell us about the continuing education credits.
Absolutely. So on top of all that you just stated, and as in all the conferences that we run, you can earn some continuing education credits free of charge. And so any of you that are attending the conference, you'll get free CEU credits. And so we think that's a great benefit.
Oh, that certainly is. So I know the agenda is still working in progress, but let's take a look on the agenda. It's starting to take place. And folks, on behalf of the BRICSX Marketplace Conference community, it is our great honor to welcome General Neeraj Bali as our opening keynote speaker. In addition to welcoming us to the conference, he will share insights and strategies for doing business in India. And I see, Deb, that you two have a session. What are you going to be talking about?
Absolutely. So my session is the ABCs of trading for SMBs. So we're going to be focusing on how SMBs can navigate foreign markets with confidence. And so some of the things that I'll be including in my remarks will be kind of an introduction to international trade, the benefits, the challenges, regulations, some compliance, discussions about compliance, market entry strategies, exporting, licensing, joint ventures, talking about the factors that influence market entry decisions, and then how to develop an international trade plan. So how you navigate cultural differences and how do you finance international trade, as an example.
I love you always have that practical advice, and that's what I love about what you do. Is this is practical stuff, not some theoretical
Exactly.
ideas. Whom else are we bringing, Deb?
So we are welcoming Dr. Jean Hoffman, and she will use futures study techniques such as the futures triangle to help us visualize the futures of China.
Well, wonderful. I'm not going to miss that one. And we're also going to welcome Sergio Costa. He's the CEO of Strings, and he will talk about investment strategies in Brazil.
Absolutely. Delighted about that, about Sergio joining us. And we will also welcome Asia Aslam. She will go over sales strategies and share some insights with us about selling into the Indian market.
Sell, sell, sell. You cannot go wrong with that.
Right, exactly.
Well, we welcome Dmitry Kuptsov, who will run a session on knowing your business partner in Russia.
And then we also have Professor Fatima Shirazi. She's going to use Gert Hofstede's Dimensions framework to talk about the business culture in the BRICS countries.
That's going to be lovely. We will also welcome Professor Alfredo Passos, and he will talk about a sales acceleration program in Brazil. Again, sell, sell, sell.
Absolutely. And so if you notice, we have a few sessions on understanding the markets. We have some sessions on putting together the strategies for each market, and quite a few related to selling into these markets. So to your point, it's all about practical information, how to implement the step-by-step actions that you can take to have an impact.
Well, the agenda is still work in progress, right? So we will learn more and we'll provide updates on a regular basis. If you have not received our newsletter yet, please feel free to reach out to us on our LinkedIn page. And Deb, I know you're putting together an amazing line of keynotes for this event. Can you share a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Well, in addition to the general that you just mentioned,
Looks like we have a little bit of a connection problem with Deb.
Okay. Oh,
There
sorry.
you are, Deb. So go ahead.
It's like I'm not sure what happened, but if you can still hear me, I can keep going. But I did want to share that an announcement that our keynote from Brazil is Amalia Souza, and she is the founder of the Casa Fund. In the last 20 years, this nonprofit executed in excess of 600 different projects, and many of them are related to the conservation efforts in the Amazon rainforest. And so they served over half of the indigenous communities in Brazil, and they also help other vulnerable communities. And so I'm really, really excited for her keynote.
Oh, that one is a keynote we cannot miss. So, we should go back and look at the free registration form. So, folks, let's go up to the page, top of the page. So here's the registration form, and then you know what? If you click on this link, you can register today. We just need a little bit of information, just your first name, last name, email, and your country. Of course, that is for legal reasons and privacy reasons as well, right? So that's the registration form.
Absolutely. You can also find information about the conference on our social media platforms. So we have pages on LinkedIn, Reddit, VK, OK, Crossing. You can also find us on X and on Instagram. And we just launched our community on Facebook.
Well, talking about that, so this conference is different, right? We do have an online community now.
We absolutely do, and it looks like I'm back. So hello again. So that's right. So the BRICS Marketplace value add does not stop at the conference. It goes on 365 days a year in the community.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Can you explain to us what's the value of the community?
Absolutely. So, let me just take a step back for just a minute. And we were talking about our social media platforms a minute ago. That's for the last 3 VC conferences that we've held, Latinx, EuropeX, and APAX, we've gathered about 34,000 members in those communities. And the whole purpose of the community is to deliver value, to provide a forum for people to gather, to learn, to share best practices, and in the case of the BRICS conference, to actually transact business. So the idea here is to continuously deliver value. So inside the communities, we have 2 different verticals. We have a main discussion circle and several individual sub-circles, one for each country. So as an example, let's say you're interested in doing business in India. The Indian Circle offers a great variety of information on the Indian market. So there you're going to find speakers on the conference who are also present in the community. But inside the community, they have a lot more time and the opportunity to expand on their discussion topics without the limitation of time. Right. So in the conference, they speak for 30 minutes, but inside the community, they're not limited by time. So you'll be able to meet traders, business partners, and experts on those countries. And again, the vision for this is a one-stop shop to help people find the information that they need, to find the goods, the services that they require, to connect with other business professionals, maybe identify a potential new business partner.
Wonderful. I don't know that you know this, but you're very popular in Brazil. So our community, our Facebook community is saying hi. Several people, Francisco José Medeiros, welcome. Cristina Daolin, welcome. So Brazilian community on Facebook saying hi to Deb and participating here. So welcome to our friends in Facebook as well. We greeted our friends on the Amazon Fire, but we are also greeting our friends on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Crossing, and all the communities that are here with us today. We are here because of you. Yes. So Deb, tell us a little bit about the traders.
Absolutely. So the traders get their own unique profiles. So we can talk about John, who specializes in corn trading, and the other traders who transact in different commodities. So you get to meet the traders. We have their profiles. So it's easy for you to recognize who sells and buys what, who sells certain commodities, who buys certain commodities or products, as an example, because the premise behind all this is we wanted to create a true marketplace, bringing buyers and sellers together. So that is one of the key priorities is to help people make the connections to transact business, but also to learn what they need to know if they're thinking about expanding in some of these countries.
Wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit about the other circles as well?
Sure. So some circles are connected to specific countries. So we have a circle, there's the main circle. That's typically all the content in the main circle is all in English. And then we have other circles for all the extended BRICS countries. And many of those circles will provide content in additional languages, as an example. So some of the circles are connected to specific countries, and then other circles are commodity specific. So far we've got the discussion circles, we mentioned them a minute ago, for corn, sugar, coffee. We're about ready to add cotton. And the idea here is to provide one place for buyers and sellers of specific commodities to find each other.
Wonderful. So that's a lot of value add. So we can find people from a specific country and those who are interested in dealing on specific commodities, and of course the business experts. So how do we join the community? Actually, let me go there while you are talking. Let me go into the community. So please, how do we join?
So absolutely. So you can use the link is www.smbdigitalcourses.com/BRICS Marketplace. So again, that's www.smbdigitalcourses.com/ that's BRICS, BRICSX Marketplace. And there's a modest cost to join. But if you reach out to us, we're running a promotion so you can test drive the community, if you will, before making a decision to join us.
Wonderful. You know what? This is really cool. I really like it. And I hear there is this deal going on. So folks, let's go to Deb's LinkedIn profile and find that coupon while you're at it. Remember to sign in for her newsletter. It contains a wealth of information.
Absolutely. So we'll do weekly newsletters. So we want to make sure that you're a part of our community. And we do have a special right now. If you join the community by the end of July, you get to come into the community for free. And so if you go on my LinkedIn profile under the features section, there's the link to that coupon. Just click that link. You'll go right into the marketplace and you'll be able to join for free for the month of July.
Wonderful. This is really, really looking great, Deb.
Thank you. But there's more.
Okay.
I get a kick out of this because, this is all about value and adding value. And so, the conference, as I mentioned earlier, we'll probably have over 80 speakers at this conference over the course of 4 days. And each of the speakers will speak for about 30-minute increments of time. But that's not a lot of time to learn the how-tos, the step-by-step, how to implement and execute what you've heard them speak on. And so we've added a 5th day to the conference. So that's our masterclass day. Okay,
so what kind of topics do we cover in the master classes?
So the masterclass, the 5th day really is reserved for classes. Those are typically 4 2-hour master classes where one of our experts will lead a deep dive discussion on a specific topic. And so again, that's you come and hear them speak for 30 minutes on a topic. It's a short period of time. The master class is a little bit of a deeper dive. It's a 2-hour session where you get more detailed information that you can walk away from with some practical steps that you can take afterwards. And so the focus here again is on that practical, what's the next step that I can take to implement what I just learned? And that's very practical instruction.
Wonderful. So are you going to see a list of topics? When we're going to have that?
Absolutely. So, we will be publishing the masterclass agenda very, very shortly. And also, many of our contributors and speakers will also be developing, in addition to some of the master classes, we have others that are building larger courses, which are really the step-by-step instruction that you can take to implement and execute so that you can truly have the impact that you want to have sooner rather than later. So this is kind of where the rubber hits the road, where we're giving you options, lots of choices. Come and listen to someone speak on a topic that's of interest to you, about a commodity, about a market, global market, a BRICS global market. Come and listen to them speak. Take advantage of the deeper dive, a little bit more substance there because it's a 2-hour session. It's a class. And then those who want to actually learn do this, do that, step 1, step 2, step 3, who they teach you how to actually implement and execute. Those will be the fundamentals courses that will also be available.
And we have so many more surprises. So Deb found, let's share a little bit about the challenges, right? So the issue that BRICS speaks so many different languages and we use English as the lingua franca. But for example, Deb located an observatory in Brazil and they cover a slew of information about commodities, what's going on, and the weather, and the patterns, and the trends. But of course, it's all in Portuguese, so we're working really hard to make sure that stuff gets communicated. In the communities, you can talk any language, right? If you are in the Indian community and you're talking in Hindi, that's fine.
Right.
In the main plenary, we talk in English, but there is so much information produced in those countries that is not yet available in English. So we're really trying hard to bring this information to our folks firsthand, because I think that's information that is essential for us, for us doing business. So Deb, you have to promise you're going to come back when you have the full list.
Absolutely, happy to do that. And it's there's something new every day because our conference is at the end of October. The community is already open. The marketplace is up and live. And so I welcome everybody to come in and take advantage of the free coupon and come in and take a look around. There's already a lot of content on the platform and, articles, white papers, information about, these countries, their economies. There's, PDFs, articles. We're going to be also in the community hosting live webinars. So again, it's going to be this very vibrant community, and we hope you all take advantage of it and come in and join us. And because there's something here for everybody. If you're thinking about growth for your company and you're thinking about expansion, your expansion plans include global expansion, this is a not to miss opportunity.
Yes, and we locate wonderful experts all over the world. I know we mentioned quite a few, up until now, but we're going to touch on several very important topics.
Yes.
So digital transformation, how it's impacting. We're going to cover into greater detail, competitive intelligence. We have wonderful professionals who are joining us. And of course, Deb mentioned the issue of sales. But again, Deb mentioned the keynote, so the social is in there. So we're going to talk about sustainability and how to sustainably develop countries. So not just pure extractivism. It's, again, capitalism with a heart in there.
Capitalism with a heart. You're right.
Well, folks, righty, I think the talk is really wonderful. We learned a lot, but I'm afraid this is all the time we have for today. So Deb, thank you so much for your time today. And as always, you're doing such great stuff, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Wonderful. So it's time for us to say our thank yous and our goodbyes. Again, by the way, feel free to continue to submit your comments and questions on our YouTube page. Again, that's IMCI Magazine. I will make sure to read and present Deb any other questions you might have. If you're listening to us via podcast or watching the show as a recording via Futures Television, you can also be a part of the conversation. Again, just visit our YouTube channel and leave a comment. Please don't forget to share and like this video, and please do subscribe to our channel. I am counting on you. Again, thank you so very much for your presence and participation in the show today. You can always reach out to the magazine or to me, the host, via Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Crossing. And I hope to see you soon on yet another one of our shows. And I'm going to leave you with our institutional message. Thank you.